Oh shit, okay, affordable fragrances that give us performance. What's going on, guys? My name is Neve. Welcome back to AROMATIX. I swear to God, these freaking cheapies are just coming in crazy ass big boxes. This Fierte by Fragrance World just almost took my ass out. So today we're gonna be talking about 10 cheapy fragrances that are gonna give you crazy performance. Let's go ahead and get started with the first fragrance. And you know what? Before hitting that subscribe button, I'm gonna put you guys on a hidden gem that I honestly, honest to God, you guys, I spend my own money trying and as it should be, right? I'm not like doing God's work or anything like that. I love what I do and I love you guys, seriously. So what I do is I scavenge the internet for new fragrances unheard of, etc. And I spend thousands of dollars per month on fragrances I've never heard of, never tried. I look at some of the accords, the notes, in hopes of finding out of the 10, maybe one hidden gem. And this is one out of the 10 that I found as hidden gems. Generally speaking, you can find a lot of these haul videos. I do first impression on my live stream. So when you go to my page, you can click lives, there's a tab, and that's where I do it. There's a lot more bullshit and all that stuff that happens, answering questions. But through the bullshit, you'll find some of these hidden gems before they make it to videos. This is exactly that. This is by the house of Karen or Caron. It's called Pour un homme de Caron. Le Soir, the black one. The Intense. This was only $40, and I swear to God, I bought another bottle of this one. It actually reminded me a lot of the original Dior Homme, the one with the lipstick iris, but it also had like this addition of lavender. So if you think about classic fragrances that really did a lot of this lavender, something like Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, the original, like this bottle, but the other color one, except without the tobacco, okay? So before fragrances started going away from the modern or the classic barbershop, they had a lot of that lavender, very heavy, frothy, but they also had like sharp synthetics, spices, and maybe some harsh woods. Remove everything harsh, take that style of lavender, mix it in with something soft, approachable, ambery, and also that buttery iris, and you get this fragrance. It is absolutely phenomenal. I think that this is becoming a signature scent of mine just in the week and a half that I've had it. I've almost always wanted to spray this on, and when I had like a shitty fragrance, I'd spray this over it. I literally bought one just to put it in the car for the days where like I don't have any of these other fragrances. This is one that I was thinking, man, gatekeep, but I'm here for you guys, genuinely. This is that fragrance for me. So first off, the scent profile in itself has this very creamy, smooth, masculine lavender. There's nothing harsh about this one, but there is like this backbone of something woody without being piercing. It's also fluffered up and softened up with that buttery style iris that doesn't go 100% towards the lipstick like Dior Homme Intense, but it's absolutely there and it's present. It's actually pretty drool worthy for me. Okay, so it reminds me of fragrances like Prada L'Homme, but remove any of those green aspects, take away the spiced cardamom, and what you're stripped with is something a little bit more basic, but also concentrated more so. So if you strip those from Prada L'Homme, but you concentrated the fabric softener, that's what you end up with, man. Phenomenal fragrance. I love this. I genuinely love this. And for $40, man, Karen, call me. Performance of this fragrance is, I would say, above average. At the most, you're gonna get like 7 hours, 6.5 hours. I'm not complaining, bro, seriously. The reason I'm not complaining is because of how intoxicating the fragrance is. I will say the projection of this one is moderate, 2 to 3 feet, and it's one that you can, sometimes I'll have to look for, but when I'm moving around, I get this lavender iris, and I'm like, wow, bro, like, yo, sophistication to the max, okay? In terms of the occasion, signature scent worthy. For the price, is an absolute must-have. Gentlemen, if you want a fragrance that is as, I would call this like as stamp worthy as something like La Nuit de l'Homme, this is the one that you should get. You like Prada Black, you like any of those. I mean, you guys, look at, I'm serious about that one. Moving on to the next one. It's affordable and it smells a lot like oud wood. Before all of these clones were happening, it does have a little bit more of a mass appealing factor, less focus on some of that oud, but still, Versace Oud Noir. If you're looking for oud wood, honestly, and you're on a budget, Oud Noir is a really good one. It's got like that cypress lumberjacky style of oud. It's very mass appealing. It's very westernized. It's nothing complex, but if you want that level of sophistication where you could say, yeah, I'm wearing oud. Versace is a reputable house. It has great performance and it will do exactly that, give you the performance. It's above average performing, up to 9 to 10 hours actually. And the projection for this is moderate, around 2 to 2.5 feet, because it is a relatively softer style fragrance. In terms of the occasions though, this is one where I would say fall and winter, special occasions, at dates, hanging out with the bros, and that's pretty much it. I do think that it's still absolutely worth it if you like those vibes and you're on a budget. It doesn't smell like a budget fragrance. None of these do. Otherwise I wouldn't put them on recommendation unless I very specifically tell you during that fragrance, which I will. Like this next case, actually. This is called Mont Blanc Legend Night. So look, it's not the highest quality smelling fragrance in the world, but the scent of this is phenomenal. It's ambery, it's vanillic, it's a very crisp apple. And that's that crisp apple that gives it that slight synthetic vibe, but it absolutely works and women love this stuff. Performance for this, it's like average performance, so 5 to 6 hours. However, the projection is above average. It's like 3 feet, the high, on the high end of it. So moderate projection, I would personally say. The 3 feet end of things. The scent trail for this is going to be a bit more than 3 feet, and that's where I've usually gotten the most compliments with this one. So the occasions, because of its crisp nature, it's going to be very specifically for special events, and because of how many women have enjoyed this one, I would say dates as well. But that's pretty much it. For the seasons, also considering the fact winter and fall time only. Everything considered, if you're looking for compliments, something that's very crisp, I was going to say zingy, but it's not zingy. Crisp, attention-grabbing, green apple style. Legend Night is actually one of the most complimented ones that I have out of the whole Legend series, although they have good ones, great ones, like Spirit White is a great one. The new blue one actually has some similarities to even, I find similarities to L'Immensité. The red one is a great, you get the point. The green one, or the Legend Night, phenomenal. I'm colorblind as shit. Moving on to the next one. This is called Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo. Oh wait, this is not Uomo. This is Uomo. This is like my signature scent. I've been praising this and Dylan Blue for years, and I will continue to praise them and recommend them to you guys because they've genuinely worked. This is tiramisu vibes all day. Ambroxan, tiramisu, vanillic, ambery, super sexy, and that's basically what it smells like. You're gonna smell like coffee, what with clean and cologne vibes. It's not just a coffee-centric fragrance, it's a lot more versatile than that. In terms of the performance, this is above average. I get like all day, 8 to 10 hours easily. And for the projection, it is moderate, about 3 feet, with leaving scent trails that is pretty dope up because of the Ambroxan. For the occasions, I would say the bros, even hanging out, you know, going on dates, or even special occasions, because it has that performance. The seasons for this one, it would be something for the fall, winter, and the springtime. My final thoughts on this is this will always be in my collection. Its price ranges has gone anywhere from 35 to like 60, and it's always stayed in that blanket, and I think it's absolutely worth that. Salvatore has made something that's phenomenal, unique as well. This is unique, you guys. Like, I haven't smelled anything like this. Like, I feel like the next level up, a niche level of something like this would be like a more cafe, and they're still significantly different. Absolutely worth the grab. I've worn it even during the summertime in gym and stuff. I've always gotten compliments, but the appropriation is going to stick to the classifications I gave you. Moving on to the next one, since I mentioned it, Versace Dylan Blue. This is one that is also going to give you performance. However, it is one that some people might find synthetic as well if you don't like the Sauvage Ambroxan style DNA, because this has that, but it also adds peppers as well. Sauvage does the same thing too, but this one also has some incense, okay? So Oriental vibes, it's like Sauvage Middle Eastern out, and I love it. I genuinely love this fragrance. It's been a signature scent of mine and will continue to be exactly that. In terms of the performance, or what it smells like, is the Sauvage. So it's fresh, it's Ambroxan, it's fresh, peppery, it's got this blue shower gel style vibe, but a lot more citruses and crisp than that. It doesn't have that same musky and basically jelly style texture, but rather it'll remind you of being fresh and clean out of the shower with some incense. So it's like you came out of the shower and you maybe incensed yourself a little bit, and it absolutely works. Although that sounds like, wow, that's not really the freshest, it works, and it is still pretty damn fresh. In terms of the occasions, it's a signature scent worthy fragrance for dates, for you know, special occasions, weddings, hanging out with the bros even during the gym time, and the seasons, it'll cut through every single weather. That's it. Dylan Blue, it's a great fragrance. That's a 10 out of 10. Moving on to the next one, it's a cheapie, but it's a freaking goodie. Another one that I've been talking about for quite some time, and I will continue. It's called Festival Night by Hollister. This smells like a mashup between 1 Million meets YSL L'Homme. So it has this ambery Mandarin style sweetness, bubblegummy, but it also has this crisp and fresh ginger style opening that you'll find in YSL L'Homme. It's the best of both worlds and actually performs better than YSL L'Homme in itself. And this little nipple looking bottle is actually less than 35 bucks. So considering all of the facts and the performance, which is, I would say, very slightly above average, around 6 to 7 hours, it's definitely worth the pickup. The projection for this one, I would say moderate, 2.5 feet at best, but still, if you're looking for something that's quick, that's easy, that's even compliment worthy at this price, it's worthy of exactly that. For the occasions, signature scents, you can dress it up, dress it down, it'll work, and the seasons, every single season. This is one that's blind buy safe, and you will be set all year round. Moving on to the next fragrance, this is also Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo, but add black leather. So you get like this rich, supple, Oris style creamy leather. I actually really like this. I didn't appreciate this for a long time. I'm not like the craziest about leather fragrances in general. I'm knocking down fragrances, but if you like leather, it's absolutely one of the best takes at this price point, and even above its price point. These Salvatores are bangers, you guys. Even the Casual Life, the freshy version, all of them are worthy of having. All of them are worthy of having. I have the Urban Blue, and I will say that that's probably my least interesting one, but of the three, these all last, including this one. I just didn't want to put too many on this list. You know what? Forget it. Let's go. 11 fragrances that you can, that actually lasts. Okay, so back to this one. Its projection or its performance is going to be something that is absolutely beastly, and its projection is also beastly. It's a room filler. It smells like that dark tiramisu with ambers and a hefty slab, thick ass leather. Simple as that. In terms of the occasions, this is where it comes down in the versatility. It's gonna be hanging out with the bros and special occasions. I would personally say you can get away with it during dates, but I mean, I guess it's my bias. I'm not the craziest about this style fragrance. When I'm going on date, I want something that's less bold, less in your face. So I would personally recommend something that's lighter than this for dates, even in the winter time. I don't think this is gonna be the best for dates, gentlemen. Unless you're more mature and you're seeing someone who's more mature as well, then keep it away from a date. For the season, strictly winter and maybe the fall time. That's it. I would not recommend this, and you guys know I'm testy. I would not recommend this in any other season aside from those two. Moving on to the next one, we're gonna keep this one pretty short and fast, sweet to the point. It basically smells like Uomo just summered out. And what that basically means is a little bit more freshness, less focus on that coffee vibe. And what I love about Salvatore's use of coffee is it doesn't smell like celery. I've had many fragrances that were recommended that have that coffee, etc. And for whatever reason, you guys, it comes off to me a little bit like celery. These never did exactly that. This has that cologne vibe, a little bit of ambroxan, some citruses added to that, and it smells phenomenal. Very different, unusual, but also extremely mass appealing. Absolutely worth the money. For the performance of this one, it's going to also be above average at around 7-hour mark. And for the projection, you're gonna smell people, or you're gonna smell somebody rocking this. For I would say about an hour and a half, it's moderately projecting 2 to 3 feet. For the occasions, signature scent, you can wear it everywhere. Dress it up, dress it down. However, for the season, this is gonna be most appropriate for, I would personally say, just the spring and the summertime. There are much better fragrances that you can wear in signature scent for those other seasons. Moving on to the next one, this is called Nitro White. Now, this is on this list and not a clone list because I don't think this is a clone of anything. This basically takes Nitro Red, doses it up in some ambers and vanilla, and it kind of significantly changes the DNA. It does smell around this whole like Invictus meets Baccarat, but ambery and vanillic as well. Super intoxicating scent trail and a highly performing fragrance as well. I could smell it projecting off the atomizer from around 5-6 inches. And for the most part, that's not common with a lot of other fragrances unless they're pretty damn beastly. I would say that the performance for this is above average on the highest end of the spectrum of 10 hours, and the projection is on the highest spectrum of moderate. Very compliment worthy, and the scent profile in itself is bubblegummy, sweet, a little bit aromatic, and also very vanillic. Some ladies can rock this and get away with it, although it does have that masculine edge to it. It's very safe, playful, youthful, but also mature at the same time. Occasions, signature scent. For seasons, it's going to be the winter, the fall, and early springtime. You can dress it to a date, special occasions, all of that good stuff. Pretty damn safe and very compliment worthy. Moving on to another safe fragrance as well. This is called Axon Intense. So honestly, I wanted to say that this was like an Invictus Aqua clone. It does definitely have those vibes, but it's a little bit more aromatic than that. It does remind me of like Rosasli Hawas, and for the most part, a lot of those other fragrances smell a little bit more synthetic. I think that this is one of the better ones from all of those fragrances, deserving of being on the list. That isn't necessarily a clone exactly. So I'll admit, and I'll say that like I haven't had the original Invictus, the 2016, I think, since its inception. So the current batches, this does not smell like it, the Invictus Aqua. And that's why I placed it on this list. Nevertheless, it smells aquatic, woody, fresh, very aromatic, and crisp. I love the crisp nature of this. It just cuts through the freaking heat in any other season without being metallic or synthetic. That's the biggest point. Performance, this is above average. It lasts all day. Projection, it's a room filler. You spray this on, you're set, man. For the first 2 hours, it's a room filler. The rest of the fragrance, it's pretty moderate. Occasions, is signature scent, and all seasons. You can dress it up to a date, dress it down with the bros, or even to the gym. Phenomenal for the price point. Last but not least, might be one of the more challenging ones, but if you have a thing for strong, long-lasting, punchy, and just standing out and making a statement, then Ignite Oud is for you. Ignite Oud by Ahmed Al-Maghribi smells a lot like this passion fruit, oud, leather, incense. Very polarizing, but extremely rich and sexy. It's for people who enjoy thick like that, bro, but even more unique than that. It does remind me of Oud Marcuja meets like Ombre Nomad. Yeah, Oud Marcuja smells kind of like Ombre Nomad meets Ombre leather with a little bit of incense. Creamy ass leather, more vanillic than even Oud Marcuja in itself. Love this stuff. The performance for this is beastly, and it's also extremely beastly projection. The occasions is specific for this one. Hanging out with the bros when you want to smell like $1,000,000, it'll work. Going to special events, this is everything and some for exact. It smells like freaking Middle Eastern wedding. And dates, honestly, if you're going out with the right personality, I would personally rock it to dates. Occasions for this, it smells like royalty. Weddings, it's got weddings and special events written all over it. Hanging out with the bros, you want to smell like $1,000,000, all over it. Now, here's a category where I was thinking about. It's dates. So it really depends for dates. I personally wouldn't recommend this for dates, and here's why. It's very punchy and very polarizing. Now, if you're just meeting a woman, you don't want to go and just punch her ass in the face with passion fruit. If you do, you should probably see a therapist and consider not dating for a little while. Other than that, if you know who she is and you just want to make her well, not miserable. Women that love oud, they're gonna love this. Keep it away from dates, gentlemen, unless you're a specific occasion. So if you ask me, I have to know who I'm going with. It might not be her favorite, but bros and special occasions is what it's exactly about. approved by. Obviously, you guys, these are just like staple and general occasions and appropriations, but ultimately the final say is gonna be up to you. But for the masses that still, you know, kind of need some direction, I would say bros and special occasion. For the season, strictly winter and fall time. My final thoughts on this fragrance is I am testy as shit. I wore this during the summertime and the springtime, and I thought it worked. Now, a lot of people probably didn't, okay? But phenomenal fragrance. I think that this one sometimes is like upwards of like $70. Worth it, man. It's worth it. If you like oud, it's not a safe blind buy. If you like oud fragrances, you're gonna enjoy this. There you have it, folks. 11. I think we're at 11 fragrances that give you performance. That's what it's all about, man. We don't want just cheap. I mean, it's cheap here. This is cheap. That's cheap. No, bro. It smells good? Check. It's becoming worth it. It performs too? Oh yeah, it's definitely worth it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.